Yeah, it's Ricky Mushful Times here once again, and I also have
Shaun from Mushful Times here.
Excellent, and yet again we find ourselves at Ivory Blacks for the Dead of Winterfest. It's been an absolute brilliant day. It's been a long day, but we do have our headliners. We have Malediction, or as I like to call them on the radio, Malediction, because they are that good. So how are you guys doing? How is your performance? How is the day for you overall?
Fantastic day. Kenny's done a killer job.
Yeah.
Great bands. Really, I think we saw bits of everyone pretty much.
Yeah.
We missed the first couple of acts, I think. But other than that, and it's great to just get it out, get it done, get the gig done, and we'll sort of analyse it at length, aren't we? And
Absolutely.
Well, I've got to ask you then, after all this time, it's been so many years since you've been on stage and stuff like that, and when you finally got on stage, who made the most mistakes? I was watching
Probably
you
me.
like a hawk, by the way.
Probably me. I made loads of mistakes.
No, absolutely stellar performance from everybody.
Don't know if it was the beers talking, but I didn't notice.
Well, that works. Yeah. I think I made a few, but nothing major. Which was surprising. Sound up there was pretty good, actually.
It was.
Yeah.
It was really
So it's great to have you, the triumvirate of yourself, Rich, and Shaun, and Mark.
Yeah.
But how did you come across the two new guys? Because your drummer, especially,
He's great, isn't he?
Wow.
It's
Well,
kind,
he
it's
knows
kind
him.
of my sort of musical misadventures of the last few years, where I did other bands.
Yeah.
I was just in a band with Carlo, who used to be in Carcass,
Yeah.
called Monstrance.
That's right. Yeah.
And Rick was brought into that. He had a lineup and he lost some members left because Carlo was ill. He
Yeah.
had a really serious illness, and his band left. They all left. And he asked me if I'd play bass, and Rick was the new vocalist.
Yeah.
So I met Rick. So I went to he's got a home studio and got to know him. And so he was like, there's a guy. And then I was in Hellbaston as well for a short while. And John was drumming in, and Max, who was in Trenchfoot,
Yeah.
he was the other guitar player.
Right.
So when we came to do Malediction again, because when I met John was straight away, was like, oh, you used to be in Malediction. If you do that again, I want to drum for you. So didn't even have to search
Ask
or
him
anything.
twice, yeah. Yeah. What about the bassist? Because the one thing I liked about him was he was inciting the crowd.
Yeah.
He was right in their faces
Rick,
and getting them moving.
Rick's
I love it.
got a lot of really recent. He played Bloodstock with his other band,
Yeah.
Bloodmoors, and he's got loads of gigging experience.
Yeah.
And he's confident.
I was just about to say, he's got the confidence to show
So yeah.
So obviously you've had your personal battle, Shaun, with
Yeah.
throat cancer over the last year. How's your vocals just now? How did you find that? And how was actually in the months leading up to this gig? How were you finding it? Was it touch and go?
So I found out that I had this horrible fucking thing February last year.
Okay.
Started out as like, I've got a sore throat, and got some antibiotics, didn't fix it, and I was poking around, it's like there's a lump.
Yeah.
Got my tonsils taken out March, found out it was cancer, started treatment in June, finished treatment in August, so right on my birthday, which was excellent. And the treatment itself actually wasn't that bad. It was long, but it wasn't that bad. But right after treatment, that's when the shit hits the fan. So I had chronic pain, I couldn't speak, I couldn't eat, I was just liquid diet until, I think it took me till about November.
Right.
And
Fucking hell, that recent?
Yeah, and honestly, even then, I wasn't vocal ready. And it really started to improve like November, December.
Yeah.
Started doing some rehearsals, taking it light. And the guys are like, hey, you sound good. I was like, oh, thank God for that. We did a really long rehearsal last weekend, ready for the show. And I think I pushed it too much, and I woke up the next morning, no voice.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is not good. But fortunately, it was just a day. And tonight, it felt good. I mean, I'm a little bit hoarse now, but it felt really fucking good. Yeah.
Well, one of the highlights of the day for me was the response that you got when the bassist says, Shaun fighting cancer and stuff like that.
I didn't know he was going to do that.
No.
And that brought
Was
a
a wee
little
tear in
a
your
little
eye
tear,
there?
yeah, a little tear or two. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me that he said that, because I think Richard said, you can mention. I was like, I don't want to draw attention to that, really. But it was nice. And the crowd in general, like regardless of that, were incredible today. Like massive hats off to those guys. Like,
absolutely.
Great, a great scene here in Glasgow. Wonderful people. I mean, it's great that they all stayed around for that day, because that day was a long day.
It was.
A long day. So yeah, had a wonderful time.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
Wonderful time.
But how did it feel, Rich, playing those songs that you've had in your back pocket for decades and actually hearing them?
Yeah, I should be able to play them a bit better than that, really, shouldn't I? But, I mean, there were moments where I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And then other moments where it wasn't so great. But it's...
I think that's any gig though, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
But Richard puts a really high expectation on himself.
You're your own worst critic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of guitarists probably do that. I do the same myself, but honestly, I thought it sounded... For the first gig in 29 years, I thought it was pretty good.
Absolutely.
See, I think as the informations came further and further along, there was lots of things that I didn't realise. Like obviously your illness was complete news to me until that announcement. I was like, fucking hell, we just done that? And then you've just said there like 2 seconds ago, yeah, I didn't feel vocal ready until about December. I'm like, that's been 6 weeks and you've done that, and then you fucking smashed it.
Well, thank you.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. But you also mentioned in the set, like, you're working on new material, so you said it's going to come out this year, so when in 2025 is it coming out then?
Right, exactly. I said that joke as well.
We will record at some point this year.
Well, we're actually going to record vocals on a couple of tracks next month.
There's 3 completed songs and 1 sort of semi-done. So there's a demo with like programmed drums and all the guitars and bass. Shaun's going to come and demo some vocals on that, and then there's a few people messaging him who might be interested, so we'll see.
And then we still have old stuff that we can resurrect as well if we choose to do that.
Might revisit a couple of old ones as well. On the album.
So we're already 2/3 of the 3/4 of the way there.
I couldn't believe it, you played a song that you first started in 1989.
Yeah, Infestation, still one of our favourites. It felt good playing that tonight, actually.
Yeah.
That one did go down well.
But if the new song's anything to come by, then you guys are well, how long do you see you guys doing this shit?
Well, we didn't know we'd be back doing this now, did we? It's,
well, the demand was there, wasn't it? And that's one thing I love, is like you get record labels coming out from all over the world, coming out the woodwork saying like, we want to release your stuff in demos, we want to release it in vinyl and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's a demand for you guys, so as long as the demand there, I'd imagine you're going to keep on writing.
And as long as we enjoy it, and I think that's why the band sort of went on hiatus back in the 90s, because I think we weren't enjoying it. And probably weren't enjoying each other either, particularly. But it's been nice to have that break, because I think we've come back with a completely fresh head.
Older and wiser.
I'm not sure we're that much wiser, but we're probably less impatient. We just do it because we enjoy it now, and I think that's a big part of it.
So see where the bassist and the drummer coming in, and are they bringing their touches into the new songs
100%.
as well? Yeah,
100%. Yeah, especially on the drums. We're on both of them.
Yeah. The structures of some of the songs have changed and been sort of contracted and expanded in various ways.
Yeah.
But they haven't changed them so they're not recognisable.
No.
But they've just added some like flourish, I guess.
Yeah.
John's the sort of drummer I think I always dreamt of having being in the band with.
Because it also gave you guys a wee bit of freshness, a wee bit of a kick up the backside, and
Yeah, and it all starts with drums, doesn't it? Ultimately, those guys are great. We love having them in the band.
So you've just played Glasgow. What other gigs do you have in the pipeline then?
Well, Nottingham with Blasphemer in March. Like Dan, of course, and co-produced the REP with me, and engineered and mixed and mastered it.
Yeah.
And like Mass from Blasphemer and Dale and Arna, the cool guys, and that's the next
show.
Then we've got
Bolton.
Bolton
is in
May.
It's
May at the Alma.
Alma, that's right.
And we've got Eradication in Cardiff in November.
Yep.
Wow.
And potentially some more. So that's the ones that are booked in.
See, that's the thing. Once you play
that'd be great.
Once you play one gig and your name's out there again, you start getting wee text messages and wee emails and stuff like that.
Especially when it goes well, the response time is great.
You have to do it to,
spread the
you
word.
could record whatever, you record hundreds of EPs, but no one gives a crap if you don't go out there and play live. That's the difficult bit, playing live. In the studio, you've got all the time in the world to do whatever.
Well, it's took 25 years to see you up here in Glasgow. Hope it's not going to be another 25 years
hope
before
not.
you play Glasgow again.
Well, I said to Kenny, we want to play Glasgow again soon. So.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I got off there and I said to some of the guys, this is probably my favourite gig we played, including all of the original gigs, because the crowd were by far the best.
Excellent.
The bands we played with, by far some of the best bands we played with. And everybody's just really, really freaking cool. Like, everybody's really nice to us. So we felt really welcome. Said he's great. So yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. We're certainly delighted to hear it, and when you're ready to release your new stuff, you know exactly where to send it.
Yeah, we do.
I'll need to come out my interview retirement as well, and my review retirement as well, and I'll get a review done, whatever.
Right.
If it's an EP, a single coming out first. Is that actually your plan? Are you thinking of doing 1 or 2 singles before the album?
I don't think
or
so.
No, really.
No.
We'll see what comes along, but I mean,
Yeah.
I think the basic plan is to do the album
There's
next.
a couple of
but
the
we'll see.
new songs are like really strong.
Yeah.
Like stronger than the new ones on the EP.
Yeah.
Good.
So
And maybe a couple of them still need
Yeah.
a little bit of work, but we'll do the demo and then see how it sounds, and
yeah,
maybe work from there. Yeah.
yeah.
This is basically everyone's got to keep a lookout then, look out for the new Malediction stuff.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Keep an eye on your Facebook.
absolutely. Yeah, the Facebook,
Yeah.
Twitter, the everything.
Instagram, yeah,
Website, malediction.co.uk.
It's
Yeah.
different from back in the day when I would send you a letter with a £1 note in it, getting a demo
Yeah.
tape. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Different days.
And return the stamps and
Some-
soap on them,
some-
right?
Yeah.
That's it. But absolute pleasure to talk to you guys once again, and
too.
I know for a
Thanks,
fact
man.
it won't be the last time. So
Yeah.
keep in
Cheers.
touch, and thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thank
Safe
you.
journey home.
Thank
Cheers,
you
guys.
very much.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Thanks, Shaun. Thanks, man.
Cheers.
Great, Rich.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you very much, guys.